Kesten, eh? Hello there. Before you stands a heavily set man with grin, determined features. His weathered face is crossed by several. I think I've done this already. Kesten, I failed to capture Tartuccio alive. He attacked me and was killed, but there was then reborn.
Well, this is not the best outcome, but I think it will be good enough for Jamandi. Take this as a reward for your help. I'll send word to Restov and let them consider how they might return the favor.
Return the
Once
favor.
again, I thank you for your help. I'll remain here until my men recover from their wounds. Meanwhile, we'll help guard the trading post and fight off any bandits should they return. Good luck in all your plans and endeavors.
I will try, big man. Certainly will try. Scoundrel. Okay.
Is all this blood mine? Never thought I had that much.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect them to do that much damage. Magic missile. Painful sometimes. Oh. There we go. 12 attempts. I just could never get to her in time, so I had to kind of cheese it a little bit.
I tire of waiting.
Work though. It'll work though. And now we've got to sit around and wait for this nonsense to finish. Alright. Abandoned Hut. Hey. Abandoned Hut. We always do. Always save it. Always save it. Here, please follow me.
I tire of waiting.
Father, please. I looked for the herbs you asked. Silence. Did you forget the rules? But father. Father. Ah. Stuff like that. I can't take it. I can't take it. Bullied then.
Tear them apart! Strike with all your might!
I see, Sir Luke. Oh no. And a little note. Nugrah's old notes. In early spring, Willow's leaves are the same colour as her eyes. His too. I barely hold myself from burning them out with acid. It is his fault. Despicable, weak. If it was not for him, she would still be alive. Not talk to me, looks away, plans something. I know. I have to gather forest herbs and make a hiding place, hide my charms. He's a coward, but he can steal and run away. I will punch it out of him. Everything hurts. I can barely walk. How could he? How? He could never bring himself to confront me on his own. He says his name is now Staglord. He says he will not let me die or let me go. He says I should not be calling him my son, like I ever did. He told me to pack my things. We are leaving soon. He now has his people and his own fortress. I'm hiding charms in the herb cache. I probably should not. I will not be able to escape. He will not let me. Okay. Will we coins? Happy. I told you to prepare everything for the ritual. You will never give me orders again, so that is a stack load there, I guess. What? Well then, summon your power, or maybe you'd like to try the acid. I am not your slave anymore. Not your toy or something like that. I missed it. I missed it, folks. Too slow. Kick him when I'm down, okay. Alright. Oh, and again. Not once, but twice. Oh, no, again. I won't kill you. Your powers will be of use to me. From now on, you do as I say. Something disobedient or something like that. It's to punishment. Okay. That's a wonderful place to be in.
Anything else?
Urban Oosh. Masterwork Earth Breaker. Sounds lovely. Got the Guardian again.
I have been waiting for you. The flowers, birds, and wind told me you would come. Oh, my poor flowers. They will perish before long in this bog.
Guardian of the Bloom, it seems that only you can see or hear the
Speaking to the gods is best done in private. I can look away if need be.
Alright, tell me what to do next.
Search the area around the hut. Try to find anything that remained of the druid who lived here. I am sure the fog is his doing. This suffocating veil is as vicious as his nature. We should learn more about the fog and the ritual through which it was created. Return to me if you find anything. The past may hide the answers that shape the future.
Tell me about yourself. I would like to know more about my ally.
Do you really wish to know? Fine.
Please.
I'll tell you a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there lived a young nymph. She lived in an enchanted forest, where 1,000 birds sung day and night, where the sun often left a spark or two hanging in the tree crowns, and where the starlight fell on sleepy glades like a glowing soft haze. The young nymph loved simple things, like sitting by the stream with her friends, braiding each other's hair and adorning their braids with crystals made of dew, or watching the flowers blooming. But inside her soul, the young nymph dreamed of something more. Oh, dreams. Nothing in any world can live without them. Even a seed that falls in fertile soil cannot sprout without the dream of the sun. The same was true for our nymph. She wished to turn her enchanted forest into a true fairy tale kingdom, and fill it with thousands of wonders. But plans so ambitious rarely go unnoticed by greater powers.
New notes creep into your realm of the forest and meadow. Now you smell a storm coming.
Those greater powers decided to punish the nymph for her boldness. They sent a horrible monster to poison the enchanted forest and kill the singing birds. The nymph was forced to flee, and finally she found shelter here in the stolen lands. Here she hoped to sprout the seeds of a new dream, even as she mourned the dream she'd lost. But then the magic mist appeared, killing everything that lived. And the nymph cast about, desperately searching for help. So far, these are the fairy tale's final words. But I hope this is not the end just yet.
Would you be willing to share the details of your story about those evil powers, the enchanted forest, the monster?
One day, perhaps I will tell you more. But it doesn't matter now. We need to concentrate on the problems at our doorstep. The Stag Lord, the Druid, the Mist.
I had a strange vision. A young man and an old druid who tortured them. Then they exchanged roles. Yeah,
Yes,
well, we know who they are.
The soil, water, and stones here are infused with toxic pain and fear. They poison this place as we speak. You have seen where your enemy's journey began. The one called Stag Lord was once the victim of a cruel madman, and has since become one himself. You see now how monsters are born. But what comes of regret for a thing you cannot change? There is no time to be lost. We must do away with the fog quickly.
Quickly now. Or later.
I will be waiting.
Stop me now.
This requires your attention.
I went to the old temple of the Earth again today. A wicked, gloomy place, just like my soul. It used to shine once, and it's hollow and horrible now. Did he spy on me? Maybe I should lock him up. No, let him be. What can he do? The useless coward, just whimper, hide and all.
You come again.
Oh.
Did you find something?
I found the druid's notes. They mention a temple of the elk. Can you
An
help?
ancient temple. The temple of the stag god. Yes, that must be it. The place of power where the druid created the fog. Perhaps we'll be able to cleanse it from there. The temple hides in the thicket not far from here. You'll need to go there and purge the place of whatever evil still lingers there, summoned by the druid's sinister ritual. Take care.
Sinister ritual. You're my only hope. I don't hope not.
Then hasten. Time is of the essence.
Yeah. Fairly well. I'm an old hut. Okay. Transmutations and bodily poisons. Alchemy is a true science of primes of basic elements, of which all things are composed, forces by which those things are set in motion, and families of all such things which a studious mind can perceive in our world. An art most formidable. It grants its practitioners power over nature, and even over that which beyond nature lies. He who has mastered it fully shall become like the gods. Yet woe be upon he who sets about its study without due diligence and zeal. For his days are numbered. Path ahead is perilous and arduous in equal measure, and he who sets his foot upon it heedlessly shall not find wisdom, but only a quick and grisly end. Ooh. Right, I don't know whether or not I should give. How about Mr. Happy? Peels his beard, muttering something that could be either prayers or curses. Upon noticing you, he winces. What? Yep. Did I startle? Oh no, that doesn't matter. I was just contemplating the futility of existence and the worthlessness of the universe. The ways of Grotus are great. My humble mortal mind cannot fully grasp them, but I do what I can. Tell me about your past. My life is divided into two parts. First was filled with blind wandering, doubts and attempts to serve Torag. The second part being when I accepted Grotus into my soul and received a clear vision of the world. What exactly would you like to know? Torag. Where are you from? My life story began in Alarid, a city of dwarven clerics and acolytes who serve Torag and the other dwarven gods, Torag's brother Angrad and Magrum, Torag's wife Fulgrit, his daughter Bolka, and his sons Grundiner, Coles and Trud, and also Torag's sister Durandit. Harrim curses his lips in contempt. I wouldn't be surprised if they built a temple to Torag's pet dog. Sorry, I let myself get carried away. He sighs and pulls his beard several times. Alarid is the second largest dwarven city in the Five Kings Mountains. It's built up around numerous temple caverns which serve as places of worship for all the dwarven gods. Many pilgrims from every corner of Golarion come to Alarid to pray to their gods. Some remain to live there. The city is simple and imbued with faith. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cleric. It's no surprise, inspired by the order of the city, that I decided as a young boy to dedicate all my efforts to becoming a cleric of Torag. You once tried to serve? Not just tried, I was a burning passion. I craved it by day and dreamt of it at night. He shakes his head as if amazed by his own stupidity. You see, Tom, my first days I felt the presence of the god at my back. I heard his whispers and felt his power. Though the nature of the power was unclear to me, I thought Torag himself was trying to speak to me, and I did all I could to understand his words. Oh, what a naive fool it was! I had no idea that Torag, that uncompromising, conceited god, glamorized by all dwarf, is capable of betrayal. He turned away from me, Tom. He left me in the hour when I pulled all my hopes in him and desperately needed his support. Torag is a god of craftsmanship, so every follower, especially the clerics, must smith their own suit of armour. The day when the work is finished is like a second birthday for a dwarf. He is newly born in the eyes of Torag. He sighs heavily and falls silent for a time. My second birthday never came. I couldn't make armour, or even a sword, or even a simple nail. My hammer smashed my fingers and fell at my feet. Molten iron burned my hands. The clerics laughed as they healed me. They used to say I was cursed by Torag, so I finally gave up and attempted to please the betrayer god. Even if Torag really has rejected you, is that enough reason for you to leave your homeland? You don't know much about dwarfs. Well, I am a dwarf. I'm just saying. How can a dwarf cursed by Torag go on living in a city where every single soul bows to Torag? I was alone, disgraced, humiliated, insulted. A lone tear glints in the light before sliding down Harrim's cheek and hiding in his beard. I was trying to drown my sorrows in drink. Even the owner of the cheapest pub on the road would laugh at me while put his mugs in front of me. I couldn't take it any longer. I wanted everything to end. But there was one thing that kept me going and prevented me from ending my life. I could still hear that divine whisper behind my back. It was yet faint. It took a long time before I could hear it clearly. Having heard it once, I could never forget it. It was clear that none of Alarid's deities favoured me, so I left the Five King Mountains and went out searching. I didn't think dwarfs even worshipped Grotus. How did you learn about him? Oh, but that blessed day became the beginning of my new life. Alone and abandoned by all, I spent many dull hours in a filthy tavern by the roadside. I don't recall the town, or even the country. I had no money. In fact, all I had was a hunk of stale bread. I was weary and almost fainting from hunger. And that was a moment when the whisper from my God became more clear. It was like he was calling me. At the last my sufferings had come to an end. It was a miracle, Tom, and I have paid a full price for it with my torments. I couldn't control myself. I walked out of the tavern and straight into the nearby forest, and there I found the ruined temple of Aradin. The lost god. Several figures clad in robes were holding a silent service there, a service to a god I knew nothing of. None minded that when I stood beside them. For the first time in my life, I felt myself at home. My new brothers told me they were clerics of Grotus, the god of end times. They were travelling around Golarion, spreading the teachings of Grotus. Despite all the persecution and contempt and misjudgment they received from others, I gladly shared this burden with them, for now I know whose voice had whispered to me all those years. Well. Oh well. Wait, so you couldn't make even a simple nail, and you blamed Torag? Are you suggesting that my problem was not a curse? Just my own inability to work with metal? Well, yes. I mean, I've seen you spellcasting. I've seen you run past people and get hit by the opportunity test attack. So yes, clearly you are stupid. Okay. Or maybe you're saying that I was just too lazy. Alan looks into your eyes defiantly, his hands trembling with suppressed rage as he runs his fingers over his beard. You're a fool to think so. An arrogant fool. Have you ever met a dwarf who can't handle a smith's hammer? Even our children craft knives. No. Torag is a curse of my sufferings. The betrayer god deliberately cursed me just to make a laughingstock of me. He raises his hand and shakes his fist at someone above. He's a clown. But I won't let myself get angry at you. You're ignorant and blind soul, and my aim is to guide you through the dying world that marches towards its end. I will open your eyes or die trying. Grotus will be pleased by either outcome. I worship Torag myself, and I think you're making a terrible mistake. The Father of Creation is kind to you forever. No, I hate the gods. I hate that you have to pick a god. It's really annoying. Repent. You think I have to ask for forgiveness? The God who cast me out, who condemned me to a life of endless suffering. I would never return to him, even if he came asking for my forgiveness. Why are you asking? You're a dwarf yourself, just as that. Or perhaps you want to learn my thoughts on our history. Tell me about 5. The Dwarven Kingdom, yes. Well, it's to the south from here. It survived many trials, and there will be more yet to come. There is no unity among the dwarfs. The 5 kings rule over our people. They sit on the thrones of the 5 greatest cities, and with every passing day, it grows harder for them to come to any agreement. The only thing uniting the 5 Kings Mountain is the sky citadel of Highhelm, the great Dwarven fortress at the mountain's heart. Sky citadel. Have the dwarfs always lived on the surface? Oh no, eons ago all dwarfs lived deep beneath the surface, and they did rather well judging by the historic records. They built fortresses befitting noble dwarfs. But our restless god Torag sent us a prophecy, a quest for the sky. He ordered all the dwarvens to abandon the fortress and press upwards to show their ears to the sun, and as they say. This journey was long and bloody. Many dwarfs perished on the way. Others turned back, keeping to their ancient strongholds, eventually to turn into evil Urgar. Well, that's what they become, okay then. But those who survived reached the surface and founded the sky citadels. the most glorious city in Dwarven history. Oh, these are the peaks of creation. Glorious cities built by the ancient dwarfs who finally reached the surface after many hardships, performing the final labour in the quest for the sky on the surface of Glorian. Harrim's eyes glitter with admiration. They are steadfast, tall, magnificent. They are beautiful. The 10 citadels were built by dwarfs, but were managed to keep only a few. The citadels crumbled, and the orcs swore enemies of our people, trampled their blessed streets. A firework? Am I just going crazy? Trampled their blessed streets and ruined the glorious palace of the ancient kings. Eyes grow misty with tears. There were heavy losses and a disgrace to our people, Tom. Harrim is the jewel of the citadels that remain. It is located in the heart of the mountains, in the heart of every dwarf. My heart too. There is a dwarven saying that if any enemy reaches Harrim, every dwarf from all the corners of the world will come to defend it, and cast a sad glance at you. I'll be there too, but not to help the citadel's defences. I'll be there to witness the fall of her people with my own eyes, and mourn it. I would fall upon the cold stone and raise my final prayer. Okay. You wish to learn about Grotus? Oh, yes, of course. Yes. What's his teachings? This is the end that all exists. Oh yes, look around, Tom. What do you see? Look again and realise that everything will be destroyed. Our clothing and our armour will turn to dust. The walls of the palaces will crumble into ruins. The trees will fall, and you and I will die much sooner than that. The god is a timeless watcher. We've been locked away by Parisma, the goddess of her birth. From her boneyard he watches over the world, knowing the time for the final reaping shall come. He's the bloated moon hanging in the sky. He's a harbinger of the last days. He's the only one who will stay when all others are gone. Not really. See, if everyone's dead, it's everything dead. The people don't understand that. I'm just saying. Erasma has Grutus locked in her boneyards, so she is stronger. Of course she is stronger, for now. He nods with dignity, stroking his beard. Grutus is weaker than Pharasma, and many other gods. I would be a fool if I tried to claim otherwise. If Grutus was stronger, the end times would already have come, wouldn't they? I don't think so, but that's your prerogative, you know. When the powers of other gods fade away, they dissolve slowly. A grain in a century. Grutus collects those grains and waits. He doesn't need to hurry. He knows that his time shall come. Usually clerics can speak with the gods. What does Grutus say to you? Oh my lord. He shakes his head in resignation. Grutus doesn't speak to his clerics. Actually, Grutus doesn't need any clerics. The dwarf raises his sad eyes to you. He only allows his whispers to be heard, and only by those who are dying to hear them. His words are unclear, but he calls to you. His voice comes with the soft rustle of fallen leaves, with the woeful wailing wind of the mountain pass, with the roar of the raging blizzard, and it calls you to strike out on the road. Onwards, always onwards, over the pass, over the bridge, and further along. Up ahead, where the edge of the grey robe flashed, and a candle sputtered the last time before dying. Onwards, always onwards, until your feet can no longer carry you. Whatever you say, Chief, whatever you say. Then let me ask you, what do you think about Grotus? It was interesting to learn about him, no more, no less. I'll be glad to talk to you about Grotus anytime, Tom. After all, that's why I travel in your company. Have you ever regretted your decision to abandon Torag and start worshipping? Your question might seem offensive, but I am not offended. I realise you ask it because you wish to learn more. Oh, I really don't. Torag betrayed me. All he's ever done was look down with contempt on all my futile efforts to please him. I crafted armour plates, but they fell apart with a single strike of a fist. I smithed swords, but they broke at the hilt. Torag's priest used to say that such failures were a curse of their uncompromising deity. Harrim's fingers grabbed his beard with such force that it seemed he would tear a handful of hair out. It was Grotus who opened my eyes. He showed me that failure is a manifestation of his will. The end time is near, Tom, and every failure is just another step towards it. Torag's curse is only half the reason for my failure. The other half is a blessing of Grotus, which I have borne from every childhood. So, the short answer to your question is no. I've never regretted opening my soul to Grotus. From what I've heard, Grotus didn't spare the minds of his clerics. They all go insane eventually. Is that true? Who told you that? I'd like to look that slanderer in the eye, burst into laughter, but you can't understand what's so funny. You see, Tom, sanity is quite a relative concept. He says as his laughter recedes. Each of us is certain that he's the sanest creature in the world. Meanwhile, we periodically doubt the sanity of others. So what happens if 2 or 3 people claim that someone else is insane? Does that make it true? Perhaps the accusers have lost their minds themselves. The longer a cleric listens to the whispers of Grotus, the better he comprehends the essence of his design, and the deeper his understanding becomes. When enlightenment comes, the mind of the cleric ascends to a new level of understanding, which is inaccessible to simpler souls. It is insanity. This is for you to decide, Tom. My decision was made long ago, when I reached enlightenment. I escape it with joy and delight. Probably the first one. Honestly, that's just too much. You're a funny dwarf and you have your peculiarities. Can't pronounce that word, but you know what it means. But to go insane voluntarily, you should give it up before it's too late. Yeah. Can't you understand? That is precisely what I want. For it to be too late. Yeah. Happy, happy, happy.